Hi, I'm Dean Bankson from my Carry On Cooking campaign. Here at Loch Tay Highland Lodges, I've prepared a beautiful lamb leg with harissa spices, a salsa verde, a Greek salad with lovely feta and oregano, and minted Jersey royal potatoes. Super simple to do here in the lodge. Everyone can do it. All these ingredients were bought at my local supermarket here at Loch Tay. So this lovely lamb I got from our local supermarket. We're going to be doing harissa spiced lamb. Straight up some harissa spices from your local supermarket, a lemon, and some garlic. It's going to be a very simple marinade. We're going to sear it off and slice it nice and thin. So we're making a lovely Greek salad. So for that we have some cherry tomatoes and vine tomatoes from our local supermarket, some feta cheese, some baby cucumbers. You can use normal cucumbers, I just like the look of these. Some olives, some capers. You can leave the capers out, I prefer them in. A red onion, finally some oregano. And another side we'll be doing with the lamb today is some minted potatoes. So these are Jersey Royals from your local supermarket. Butter, and some fresh mint. And with the lamb, we're going to be serving a salsa verde. It's just a mix of fresh, soft herbs. So you can buy these from your supermarket, whatever they have available. Today we have coriander, basil, parsley. We need a little bit of green chili and lemon, and that's it. Now, one of the first things I spotted in lodges today is you get this lovely cleaning pack to get you started. I've came to lodges many times and forgotten the essential cleaning stuff. So straight away in there, I was in there, found a little cloth. This is the first thing we need. You basically need to get your cloth nice and wet. This is the top tip. It's having a wet cloth under your chopping board. That's going to secure your board, stop you from cutting your hands. So here we have the lamb. Basically, I bought this from the local shop. You can get lamb deboned. It's a lot cheaper just to get the bone in. It's a lot more valuable. So basically, just using a knife, we want to be cutting in towards the bone. You can have your local butcher do this. You can also just buy it from the supermarket, deboned and rolled. I like doing it myself. So basically, we're just going to cut nice and easy around that bone, releasing all that beautiful lamb meat. So you just have to be careful with your fingers. Just do small incisions. So if you make a mistake, it's only a small mistake. Like so. We have a lamb bone, set that aside. Now we have our lamb. This is a leg of lamb, so we're cooking this medium rare. So what I like to do is just kind of butterfly it out. That means just kind of like open it up. So it's kind of the same thickness all the way through. So again, cut there. Fold it down. And then what we do is just a little light slits on the meat, and that's going to take in the spices. So we have our lovely lamb leg ready for marinating. So for the marination, we're going to put the lamb into a lovely dish. This dish is provided in your lodge. So for the lamb marinade, we're going to take some garlic. Just simply peel it open. We want about 3 cloves. I always take, so this is like the roots, cut them off, peel it back. And this is a lot easier way to peel your garlic. Like so. Now we have 3 garlic cloves. We're just going to crush them. So with the flat of a knife, push it on the back of your hand, it's crushed. Again. And we're just going to chop it, mince it. You can use minced garlic paste from the supermarket, but it's a lot different flavour using fresh. You don't need it too minced, just coarse is fine. So that goes onto our lamb. Then we've got a lemon. You're just going to use half a lemon juice. You just want to make sure the pips come out. What the lemon does is tenderises the meat and makes it a lot softer to eat as well, and gives a little acidic flavour. Now our lamb, our garlic, we're going to just cover it with that harissa spices. Be generous with it. We have some olive oil, Like so, again, generous with olive oil. And finally, salt. I always like using sea salt. You can just use normal salt. Sea salt is a lot better for your body. And now we're just gonna get your fingers right in there. You're kind of massaging that lamb, getting all those flavors in those cuts and slits that we made earlier on, the butterflying, so all the flavors throughout. And like that, we're gonna set the lamb aside for about half an hour to marinate. So now we're going to make our lovely minted potatoes. It's a super simple dish. So we're going to grab one of the pots. Our Jersey Royal potatoes straight in there. Sometimes you may find the rogue sort of larger ones. I always just like to cut them in half, just so it's even cooking times on all the others. Like that. With potatoes, you have to be generous with the salt. They're kind of hard to season, so I'm using a very large pinch here. Again, this is sea salt. It's lower in sodium than table salt, so a lot better for your body. And we're just going to fill this pot with water. As soon as the potatoes are covered, a centimetre and we're good. I'll put that on the stove. We're going to start it off, we need to bring the potatoes to a boil. When the potatoes to a boil, we'll bring them down to a light simmer for 20 minutes and then we'll leave them to finish. So we'll make our lovely Greek salad. There's no cooking involved in this at all, so it's super simple. You can also serve it with things like chicken or fish. We'll start off, we've got our lovely vine tomatoes. Just take them off the vine. So we've got a few variations of tomatoes in this dish. You can just use the one, but I like the variation. So with our tomatoes, just going to cut in half. We're going to wedge them. Simple as that. Now it's important to try and get tomatoes that are on vine or the most red tomatoes you can buy in the supermarket, so they're nice and ripe. You can be rustic because you don't need to be perfect with this. It's quite nice texture, so you can see I'm just like randomly chopping it now. Nice shapes. So straight onto your plate, get your lovely wedges of tomatoes, dot them around. So, and we jump onto those cherry tomatoes. So again, we're just going to be cutting these in half. If your knife isn't sharp enough to cut a tomato, I always recommend using a bread knife. It's the easiest way to cut a tomato. So use, again, cherry tomatoes dotted on the plate. So we've got our tomatoes, we've got some lovely olives. You can use different varieties. These are lovely little Greek olives. Then we've got a little bit of red onion. You can leave the onion out if you're not an onion fan. Some people aren't a fan of onion, especially raw. It can be quite harsh, but I like the flavour in Greek salad. It's traditional. So with the onion, we've just cut it in half. At an angle, you cut the root out. The root's now gone. And this, we're just going to kind of dice into little cubes. So, again, you want to break this up over your salad into little small pieces. So like I said, you can leave the onion off. Sometimes it's also, if you like it roasted, the red onion can be roasted if you've got time. That kind of takes away that harsh onion flavour. So now we're going to the cucumbers. Like I said, you can use a different size. The normal cucumber, I like the little baby ones. My son loves eating them as a snack, but also they look great in the salad as well. So just take the tops off. One by one, we're just going to cut them into rounds. So just getting those rounds of cucumbers. You've always got a spare one for your gin and tonic. That's good. We are on holiday. And again, we're just going to mix them into all the tomatoes and onion. Now it's coming together. Now it looks like that classic Greek salad we all know. So you see what I mean with the rounds of those cucumbers? They look quite nice. Then we have some capers. I love using capers. Again, some people don't like capers, so you can leave them off, but I love them. Then we're going to go to our feta. A Greek salad's not a Greek salad without feta. You can use different cheese as well. If you fancy a bit of burrata, mozzarella, you can change it up as well. Or if you're vegan, just get one of those vegan cheeses and use that instead. This is very much a vegetarian dish, so great for a salad as well. Obviously very nutritional as well. Great. Lots of vegetables, lots of goodness. So we kind of got all the lovely bits on our salad. We're just going to get of that olive oil. Now again, be generous. Olive oil is very good for your body. It's not like a seed oil. So with olive oil on, now we're going to use some of the oregano, just a nice sprinkle on top. So get some lemon juice, that other half that we didn't use on the lamb. We're just going to squeeze it on top. We're kind of creating the dressing in the salad. And then finally, we've got the minute potatoes. I love using a bit of mint. Just pick the leaves off onto the salad. If you try and use the smaller part of the mint at the top, small leaves, a lot more delicate. So this is our beautiful Greek salad. I'm just going to finish it off with some of that lovely sea salt like so. And that's ready to be served on your table. Again, like I said, we're doing it with lamb today. You can do it with chicken, fish, or have it on its own as a lovely, healthy salad. So we're going to be setting the oven to fan. We're going to put it onto 200. We want the oven to preheat for 20 minutes. So now we're going to cook the lamb. We're just going to get it seared in a pan and finish it in the oven. You can also finish it on the barbecue if you've got one. So just grab a pan, put it onto a high heat, so that's straight up to number 6 on a stove. We're going to put a good amount of olive oil in there, and we're going to let that come up to the heat. So our pan is now smoking hot. We've got our tongs. We're going to take that lamb out. There's a skin side to the lamb. We're going to leave that on top so that we let the bottom sear first, like so. Here we are. The key to a good seal on meat as well is put it in the pan and leave it. Do not touch it. Do not be tempted to shake it. Just leave it alone to do its thing. I'll just pop that lamb on that lovely cooking tray. So get the excess of that pan on top. Get that in the oven. Now we put that lamb in the oven. So we preheat it to 200 Celsius. We'll leave it in there for about 25 to 30 minutes. Lovely, we're going to make a lovely sauce for the lamb. Traditionally we have a bit of mint sauce. This is a bit of a fancy version of mint sauce. Start off with the garlic, just get that peeled. Again, we're just going to use half a clove this time. Crush that, and we're going to mush it. So with the backing knife, you're just going to scrape it onto the board. Basically making a garlic puree. Again, you can use pre-packaged garlic paste, it's not a problem. Like that, scrape it off the board and into a bowl, like so. Then we're gonna get a lovely chili. I like it spicy. We'll only need half. We do take the seeds out. Just carefully cut those seeds out like so. Like that. Just remove them. We're just gonna dice this up. Just flay it up flat on the board. You can use different styles of chilies. This is a jalapeno, depending on how hot you like things. It's just for a small bit of warmth. And we're going to dice it up. If you do have a food processor, you can put everything in this recipe in a food processor and just pulse it. Like so. So we've got our garlic, our chilies, we've got loads of different types of herbs. We've got a bit of mint. So just pick them off the stalks, like so. Got a bit of basil. So again, leaves come off the stalks. If you just want to use different variations of soft herbs, you can use absolutely anything in that supermarket. Just make sure it's a soft herb. So hard herbs would be like your rosemary, thyme, stuff like that, whereas these are soft herbs. You might find chervil, tarragon, anything like that. So chives, coriander, Use the stalks. Most of the flavour in coriander is in the stalks, so always use them, never throw them away. And then finally, some parsley. This is flat leaf parsley. Again, you'll find flat leaf parsley in lots of like Greek style food or Moroccan food like tabbouleh, all that sort of stuff. So we just got a variation of our herbs there, kind of picked. And all we're going to do now is kind of cut them up coarsely. It takes a bit of skill, but the easiest way is to get all your herbs, scrunch them up into a ball in a fist. That. Get your ball, squeeze it down, and we're just going to chop through them. Again, herbs are very healthy for you, full of nutrition. It helps your digestive system as well. If you ever imagine your dog, if you've got animals, whenever they feel unwell, eat some grass, and it's for the exact same reason. So it helps you digest. Especially when you're eating protein, it's very good to eat some herbs with your protein. So again, we just keep running the knife through the herbs, cutting them coarsely, like so. The smell is absolutely beautiful. It's always the secret weapon with a nice dinner is using fresh herbs. So back in that bowl, we've got our garlic, our chili, now our lovely chopped herbs. So in those herbs, we had our basil, parsley, coriander, and mint. Like that. And we're going to take a lemon, cut it in half. Again, get that juice, make sure we're stopping any seeds from falling in. This time we used a whole lemon. Good glug of olive oil. This is what's going to make your sauce, basically an olive oil based sauce. So then just to cover those herbs. Finally, a good pinch of that sea salt. We've got all the ingredients in the bowl. Just grab a lovely spoon, get a good mix up. And that's it. That's our beautiful salsa verde that we're going to dress that lamb with. You're going to check my potatoes, fork in, so again, it's not just going perfect. They're going to be ready in 5 minutes and they're done. So that's the potatoes ready now. We'll just quickly drain them over in the sink. Just use the lid, just nice and carefully. I always leave a little bit of water in the pan. That's going to help the butter emulsify. Heat the lid off just now. With the butter, you want to be generous with the butter. Again, butter's good fat, it's not bad fat. And it adds loads of flavour, so be generous with that butter. Some salt. Put the lid on and we're going to let that steam for a moment. We're going to get the mint. Just take the leaves off the stalks. Again, you can't leave the mint off, but I love fresh potatoes with mint. It's just super nice, especially with lamb. It's sort of classic. And again, we just want to grab all those leaves. You want to kind of pile them up in your hand. It's going to make chopping it a lot easier. Like so. You see I'm building a little stack. Like so. Pop it on your chopping board. You need a little knife. Just going to shift and add. It's a very fancy word for you, for kind of just making little strips of the mint. Like so. You're going to get that mint, pop it in your pot, grab, sprinkle it all around with the lid on. Now we're going to make those potatoes bash them all around. All the butter is going to go inside, bruise them, mint, salt, seasoning, everything's going to be there. Like so. Lid off. See the bottom of that pan. The little bit of water, the butter's made emulsification, that's what that's called. Little butter sauce, see it pouring in there. Beautiful butter sauce. Lovely bit of mint. And just to finish it off, with little bits of mint, just chuck it on top, like so. I'm going to open it up, all that lovely lamb smell in there. See that colour on top. Just turn your oven off, get that energy saved. And then we remove that onto your chopping board, like so. We'll bring that over. The best part now is we're just going to leave that for 5 minutes to rest. That's going to just rest the meat and make it lovely and pink. So that's our lamb roast. We're just going to slice that up. I'm using a little fork today. Stick your fork in, and then you can safely, nicely cut that lamb. Looking for a lovely little pinkness in it, which is perfectly cooked. You can't cook it more. It's always a preference. Lamb is better served pink. So again, don't be shy, be generous, get those slices. Once you've rested it as well, that does reduce that kind of, the meat now holds all its moisture. That's why we rest. This looks very, very good. I'm now hungry. So we sliced our meat, we're just going to get that onto our lovely serving dish, like so. Fan it out, let everyone see that beautiful lamb. So we can serve the lamb just like this, and we serve the salsa verde on the side. However, I love a little bit of the drizzle on the lamb. Beautiful colours, beautiful flavours. And the heat of the lamb will start to warm those herbs and give it a lovely fragrance. Serve the rest on the side for your family or friends to enjoy.